wine glass is a beautiful thing. I just want to say it makes you sophisticated.
I love it. All
Even if
right. We might be live. I never quite
oh,
know. We're going to assume we're live. All right. Well, welcome to episode number 71 of Sales Team Rescue. I am your host, Jeremy DeMerchant, and today we have another special guest. We have Imani Allen. She is the owner of Priceless Faith Productions. That's pricelessfaithproductions.com. And today I want to talk about omnipresence, and I want to talk about how we want to talk about, because Imani, you're the expert. So want to talk about how putting yourself out there will help you create a consistent flow of interest and leads so that your sales team can continue to do what they do best. So before we dive into that, Imani, tell us a little bit about you, where you're at, how you got there,
all
and
right.
tell us about your greatness.
Right on. Well, thank you so much for having me, Jeremy. It's awesome how it worked out literally just within a couple of days. And then I was like, hey, what's up? And then you were like, hey, what's up? And I said, I would love to be on your stage. You said, hey, you available today? I said, yes, let's do it. Right in the middle of my 24-hour marathon. So that's great. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Love it.
So, hey, everybody. I'm Imani Allen, owner of Priceless Faith Productions, like Jeremy said, where you can literally find something for everyone. And by everyone, I mean you. And everybody needs to put themselves out there if they have a business or a brand. Because like our mentor says, GC, if I don't know you, I can't flow you. And one of the things he preaches, and he does what he preaches, is work on omnipresence. So he's everywhere and absolutely everywhere. And 10x, we got a 10x it. You see that button? We got a 10x it. I mean, the bottom line is, right? And I know it can be overwhelming, but you just got to push past those barriers, because within a week of just, working on just posting just on Facebook and Instagram alone, I'm already receiving applications for people who want to join just the social media portion of part of my company. And that's huge. So it's imperative to be omnipresent, and I can help you with that just with some social content. So yeah, that's what I do.
I
And
love
some
it.
of but that's the main thing that we're talking about today. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's dig in a little bit more. So on social content, tell
Okay.
us like what you do, like who you ideally work with. So
Okay.
because my goal here, I
Mhm.
mean, you're going to give the audience some awesome nuggets of information, I'm sure of that, but I also want to make sure that they know how to get a hold of you and to know if they're the right fit to work with you. So who's your ideal client?
My ideal client is literally somebody who wants to be known, who wants to be number one in their market. I don't know if you guys have ever read If You're Not First, You're Last, but that's literally one of my favorite books. I've listened to it at least 7 times, and it's not about competition. It's literally about dominating your market. When someone thinks of a haircut, you want them to think about your business because you want that business. And I don't know about you, but it's painful if somebody knows you does stuff but they forgot and they went with somebody else who literally does the same thing that you do. That's painful, and that literally means that it's our fault because we did not dominate our market. So in order to do that, we literally need to be in front of the eyes and the ears of the people as often as possible. And so my ideal client are people who want that for their brand. And what we do is we help you with the videos, we help you with the graphics, because that's significantly gets more views than just a regular post. And that's what we do, man. That's exactly what we do. And so whatever size you need, that's what we do. We can do it for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and you can literally have some fun, and even we can customize it for you. So
Can,
yeah,
can you
that's
get me rolling on LinkedIn with the stories and stuff too?
LinkedIn. Oh yes, yes.
Hey.
I am glad that LinkedIn finally got out of their beta,
Mhm.
because earlier this year I was like, oh, let me hop on LinkedIn, because even Gary Vee was talking about it, and I hopped on it, but it was still in its beta form, and I was like, you know what? I'll wait for it to, actually be going so that I can actually get things done with it. And so I'll add to the stories on LinkedIn as well. And what I do love about LinkedIn is that everybody there is literally professional. It's straight and to the point. It's like, look, this is what I'm doing. I want your business. You want my business. How can I help you? And it's straight and to the point, and I love that about LinkedIn. And they're adding some fun stuff in there, so I love that as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah. There's definitely lots of opportunity opening up right now. They say that LinkedIn now is like Facebook was in 2012. Like
Yes, we are saying that.
it's starting to
Yes.
get rolling, right? So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. So
Sure.
when it comes to companies that want to build a sales team,
Okay. Let's
okay,
talk about that.
now, yeah, I want to dive right in here because our audience, if you're listening to this, you're watching this, you're probably in one of two camps. One, you already have a sales team and you want to make it grow bigger and better. Or two, you don't already have a sales team, but you want one, and you're going, "Am I ready? What do I need to do? What are the next steps?"
Mm, nice.
And I know from our conversation earlier, you can actually relate to part of that, right?
Yes, yes. It's such a big way. It's overwhelming when you think about it because only because it's new.
Yeah,
And you're not necessarily maybe prior to the 10x challenge not connected to people who are managing a bunch of employees who are like, hey, we're out here, we're doing this, and this is how you do it. And so now being connected to the right group of people, it's like, this is how you do it, this is where you got to go. And Jeremy, like your intensive, I love that you said we could do it in 2 days and you just show it bop 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 bop.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about because success loves speed, right? And one thing that I definitely care about is definitely the sales and the sales reps. And what I want to make sure is that they have those incentives, they get the product and they have fun with it because sales is a great sport. Mark Cuban said that business is one of the best sports ever, and it really is. You feel really good. And so, if you're out here and you're like me and you are building your sales team and, sometimes you feel like a fish out of water, know that there are people like Jeremy out here that can help you because you have to scale. When you're sitting there doing your marketing, you're creating your content, you're making the calls, you're sending the emails. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. At that point, you have to make a decision and say, you know what? I need some help. And if we want to go far, we go together. And so that's when you have to bring in people who align with your vision, who can help you out so that you can move forward and actually, help people at a bigger scale. So heck yes, go for it, man.
love
Just
it.
go for it.
I love it. So when it comes to creating consistency, because I want to bring this back to you, when a
Okay.
business wants to create consistency from a social media perspective, what are some
Mm.
things that they need to think about or they have to be doing?
Okay. I will definitely say it like this: consistency needs planning. Because if you're trying to just post randomly, you're going to be sitting there thinking of what it is you're going to post. And if you're unable to think on your feet, then trust me, you definitely need to plan. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful thing. And also, you can't be a perfectionist. You cannot be a perfectionist. I can't tell you how many videos I have where my hair looks jacked up. Not the haircut that I got right now, but back when I had the fro, and I would hold myself back. But the reality is, and I tried this a couple of years ago, I just posted 3 times a day on Instagram for 3 months straight. It was either 1 month or 3 months, I don't know, it felt like forever. But as a result of that, I no longer had to educate people on the t-shirts that I have. They knew it. They would start to come to me. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's right. You got the t-shirt brand." And that was just posting 3 times a day, same stuff consistently. And so it's very imperative to be consistent because if we want to reach a place, we can't get there if we take a break and multiple breaks in between. It's just not going to happen, or it's going to take a significantly longer amount of time. It's impossible to reach something at a much more efficient pace if you're lackadaisy about it. And we can't do that now. Not with technology, because technology is moving quickly. So don't be perfect. Any progress is better than no progress. I'm probably just like quoting all of GC right now. But
Well,
I mean, it's life.
well, yeah, and there's a guy in a mastermind that I'm in, and he says version done is better than version none.
Ooh, see, I
Yeah,
like that. That's
yeah,
accurate.
yeah.
It's accurate. So
That's
many people perfectionists, they hold themselves back. Wow.
yeah. And that gentleman's name is Ian Garlic, in case you want to look it
Iron
up.
garlic. Yes,
Uh,
iron garlic. I like that.
yeah,
That.
it's a great quote, and I think that's so true because like I know for a lot of companies, and actually I had a conversation with the person that's actually helping me put my program together. How many people do you get on social media?
Hmm.
And I'm like, I mean, it used to be a lot because of who I was focusing on, but she said, do you really need to be putting yourself out there? And I'm like,
Hmm.
it's an interesting point because I do a lot of networking, like the 10X event, like
Yeah, yeah.
masterminds and things like that. But the other part is though, you there's an audience that finds you that you never would have reached before. And even if they're not ready right now, they could be ready 3 months, 6 months, 9 months from now.
Exactly.
Right. I like to think of the process of kind of building a customer or a prospect is kind of like a baby, right? 9 months. They might not exist. Then 9 months later, they might be looking to make a purchase from you. So
Yes.
so
Yes.
I think that if a CEO right now is watching this and they're
Hmm.
going, oh, that social media stuff, I don't have time for that.
Mm.
I mean, I think they got to figure it out whether they're doing it themselves or they get someone else to do it. But
Hmm.
so for someone that is in that spot, they're going, I don't have time for social media. I'm trying to
Hmm.
run the sales team. Call me. I'm trying to run the marketing department. I'm trying to run but I don't have time to get the social media, down and tight. What would you
Yeah.
say to them?
I would say with what you do, what you're skilled at, and what you're actually selling right now, do the math, right? If you own a car dealership, the average is about $90 an hour or 125 by the time they charge with all the taxes because it takes $125 to keep the upkeep going so mechanics can fix your car. So what I have offered is the omnipresent package. And as a result, you can get an entire month's worth of posts in the span of 1 week. And that's because I've spent a lot of time, a lot of years perfecting the process of how to create content that's of high quality so that you still look good and you don't have to worry about that. All you'll have to do is plug it in or hire somebody to do that for you. But for an example, right, with the $90 per hour, all it would take you 10 hours 10, 12 hours and you'll have the money to afford what it is that I can do for you. And so that's, I mean, that's less than a week's worth of work that you do already. And that's what it's about because if you don't have the time for it, then you definitely need to hire somebody for it. Because once you start to make waves so that you can do it, that's why it's a priority to have sales reps so that you can actually continue to grow and create more jobs, especially in today's market. And so it's definitely imperative if you can't do it. Even Ryan Day said it on the 10X Growth Con. He said, if you're not the, Mr. Personality and all this stuff like that, if you're not going to be in front of the camera, hire somebody to do it. That's the bottom line. And the bottom line does not care about our feelings. So,
That's very true. Very true. Yeah, it
yep.
doesn't care. Yeah.
Nope, not one bit.
I had a friend of mine many years ago, 20 years ago, I guess now. Oh, that makes me feel old. Uh,
That's
and and he looked at me and he said, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
that's valid.
And yeah, and I'm like, oh well, it's like I still today, I mean, 20 years later, and this guy's still one of my best friends. But that
That's
was the
good.
first sales lesson. That guy taught me how to sell 20 years ago.
Hmm.
And that was one of
Like,
the first core lessons. So I want to ask you now,
okay, I'm listening.
two from two perspectives of social media and teams.
Okay.
One is, and depending on how many clients that fall in this category might change your answer, but when a larger company that has a team in place, when they've got social media out there, how engaged do you feel the sales team should be in the company's social media?
Oh, extremely engaged. I mean, when you think about it, you're if you're calling to speak to somebody that you saw on Instagram, you're expecting to talk to them, and as a sales rep, even if you're introvert or an extrovert, people do need to kind of see your face. They need to know who you are. Be like, hey, you know what, when you call Prices Faith Productions, I just want to let you know that I'm here, you can see me, and when you call, ask for me. That's why when you see big stars and everything like that, they're showing them. Yeah, they'll have a manager for them, for their athlete, for their athleticism. However, you're seeing them and they're part of the brand. You see them in the culture and everything like that. And so I think that it's definitely important. It's okay if it's not extremely important, especially if they're not the full face of the brand. But I think that that would add a nice touch to it because then it'll be like, oh shoot, there's more people that work there. And it's like, wow, okay. And then when you start to see more people and they're saying the same things, that's when it'll start to register in people's minds. Because I don't know if you took up the follow-up advanced strategies, but I think it said about 75 or 80% of the businesses that want your business, want to buy from you, aren't even ready yet. And so, all of this, it should work tandem with each other. So I'm definitely with it. We should have the whole sales team. Everybody rock it out. So show the whole family.
Well, and it's interesting. I remember back in January, February, as GrowthCon was coming closer and closer, and they were
Okay.
having contests in Grant's office for sales.
Oh, nice.
I think one of the highest sales rep for GrowthCon tickets was
Mhm.
the guy running the chat on the webpage.
There, see, look at
And
that.
he's like a tech guy, not a sales guy. He just knew how to ask the right questions in the chat to make sure people were converting.
Right on. They have great chat. They have a great like tech team, period. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many, I don't know how many people I've talked to from from GC, but I've talked to a lot of the reps and tech people for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
other question I want to ask you then
Yes, sir.
is from the perspective of an individual sales rep. So let's say I'm a sales rep.
Okay.
How much should I personally be doing social media on behalf of the company
Mhm.
versus trying to create my own brand? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think you have to do too much. I mean, right? A lot of the times, if we're working out, we're trying to change our body. It's 80% well, no, it's 20% what we eat, correct? Or is it 80%? It's 80% what we eat and 20% what we actually do. So if you focus on that 20%, I think that's a good amount because then you can focus the 80% on just making the calls, following up, between the fifth and the 12th call, actually getting in front of the customer's face opposed to, always being online, especially if you're not the person that's fully part of the brand. And what was the second part of that question? I want to make
Uh,
sure.
yeah, no, I think you covered it. Yeah, because the second part of the question is really like versus spending time creating my own personal brand as I'm the
Okay.
sales expert.
Okay.
And where does that become a conflict? I guess is the other part.
Mm-hmm. I don't, does it become a conflict?
I
Is it
guess it
become,
depends on what you're pitching. I guess. Like I
okay,
know,
then.
like if we go back, this is turning into like a Grant Cardone crush call.
Okay.
But like with his guys, like they're on his social media all the time, and all
Yeah.
their personal social media is branded towards 10X and Grant Cardone. And so
That's
they're really like in the brand, right?
true. They're
Um,
part of, yeah, without
yeah,
a doubt.
yeah. So it's like a fully bought in kind of thing. How
Okay.
important do you think that is? Maybe the better question is how important do you feel that is? Um,
Mm, okay.
in regards to representing your own personal buy-in to a company that you're working full time for.
Well, I like that because what it does is it increases the credibility. It increases the trust. I mean, right? So I one of the sales reps had called me recently, and I hear one of them trying to go through some of the steps that I already know, and I'm just like, bro, I'm already sold. Like, you don't have to sell me. I'm gonna get it. I just need to make sure that I make sales so that I can actually do it.
Mm,
And so I definitely believe that it's important because there are people who do need a little bit more. They're gonna need that more details, but at the same time, if you're fully immersed in it, then you already know, you know?
mm,
And so I like that. And I think you should go for it. Shoot, especially if you believe in something, you're gonna talk about it. Same thing, I love God. I love God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I'm gonna talk about God. I'm not religious. It's about the relationship and really showing casing love. But that's what it is.
awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Love
I
it.
hope I, I hope I'm answering your question. Sometimes I'll get excited, and then like sometimes I feel like I'm here, and then I'm like, so let me know. Let me
No,
know.
we're good. We're good. But now I want to take you to the lightning round.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Questions. Okay, let's get it.
Yep. Lightning round. Bam. Oh wait, I need to say it in a special way to into the microphone. Hang on. This is
Okay.
the lightning round. Okay.
Oh yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
I should
Okay.
have this microphone higher. All right. So
Yeah, I
question number one. We all know that coffee's for closers. What
okay.
is your favorite kind of coffee or comparable drink?
I really love organo because there's no caffeine in it and it's organic. Absolutely delicious. Hmm.
Excellent. All right. What
Yes.
is one book or movie you would recommend to somebody who wants to level up their presence online?
Mm, that's a good question. You know, I'm gonna say, love to level up their presence. I'm gonna say, and I haven't read it yet. I do want to read it, but I'm gonna say, shoot, the Purple Cow, and because I haven't read it yet is the reason why. It's called the Purple Cow, and it's literally a different way to do things and thinking outside the box, and that's
Seth
what the book.
Godin?
Yeah.
Seth Godin? Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a good book. Yeah.
It is okay. I'm excited to read it.
Yeah. Seth is a marketing genius. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Awesome. Now, who is someone that you would consider to be a mentor in your life?
Like personally or like digitally?
Either or. It could be alive or not alive. They might know you, they might not know you. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So I'll say two. I'll say my Apostle Ron Tolliver. He is super duper awesome. He's written multiple books, and he's also a person of integrity, spirituality, and he's also in business. Business is also his mandate. And he's shared a lot of things with me that has caused me to literally level up in how I operate. And if I'm slow online, he's like, "What you doing, young lady?" He's not afraid to hold me accountable, and I appreciate that honesty, because that's me going, making sure that ultimately, that even though I am doing business, I'm giving glory to God, and I'm helping other people and showing other people that, there are people out there that say, you can't be rich or you can't be wealthy, when that's not true. God literally said that we can have life and have it more abundantly, and that's in every area. And how can we really help another person or somebody who's down and out if we don't have the money?
Totally.
It's more
100%.
effective. Yeah. And GC, Uncle GC. I mean, what was it? I can't even pinpoint the actual time or date, but it was a few years ago.
Mhm.
I had listened to a YouTube video, and it was called Dominate. And this guy, he spliced together a whole bunch of his stuff. And I was pumped up, but I was slipping like in and out of like of a depression and sadness and like complacency. And I'm like, I still don't know what to do. And I had actually downloaded some of his Audible books,
Mhm.
but it wasn't until last year, literally around this time, that I listened to If You're Not First, You're Last. And from then, I mean, it's just been boom, 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 much better, getting rid of distractions. And as a result, I'm progressing at a much, much better rate. Yeah.
I love it.
Like those are my two mentors right there.
Love it. I got two more questions for you.
Okay.
First, which I think is the most fun one.
Okay. Yeah. I love fun.
What's the strangest thing in your daily routine that you do to keep you on your game?
To keep me on my game. Okay. I will.
Strangest. Mhm.
Strangest though. Strangest. I might. Okay. I wouldn't necessarily call it strange though, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes do it.
Mhm.
I will literally listen to a hyped up song. I'll take a CBD gummy so that I don't get my adrenaline isn't too high. And I'll also like listen to stuff back to back just to get it back in front of my face and in my ears. Cause right, we're the sum total of the five people we hang around, but that's also what we hear, what we see. And so by creating that atmosphere, I'll like kind of sometimes go into a whole thing, or I'll just sit in my bed until it just clicks and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And I'll consider that like more of a breakfast than anything else, because that I need that. You need that, because it's not even about motivation, but remembering your why, and you use all the tools necessary for you to do so. I mean, I don't think it's strange though. I haven't gotten any strange things yet. When I do, I'll let you know.
Okay. We'll have a follow-up interview. What got
Okay,
strange?
sounds good. Sounds good. Book it. Yes, sir.
And final question.
Okay.
How do you define success?
Okay. Now, I love this question. I love this question because for me, success matters based on how significant of an impact I've made in someone's life. I sometimes feel like it's actually easy to attain, because you have to be consistent at the simplest of things, and you just have to do it. That's all you have to do. But there are so many people out here that do that, but they're not adding value to people's lives. And for me, that's where it matters the most. I mean, it warms my heart when someone's like, I needed exactly what you said today on live. A friend said that the other day. And I was like, wow, look at that. I said, look at God. I'm glad to be a vessel for your journey, and know that you could hit me up. That's what it's about. It's not about even the omnipresence, but it's how you feel when I presented you the work, and how you feel knowing that you're putting stuff out there that your clients are going to, see, and they're going to see what you're bringing to the table. So really, it's not even about me, but it's how much of me I can give to somebody else. So the significance, that's what I want, and I want to do it big time. So yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Right.
love it.
Right on.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, guests of the show, this has been Imani Allen, owner of Priceless Faith Production. And I want to give one more plug because that omnipresence package that you sort of talked about, I want to
Okay.
just give it a little bit more emphasis. Tell us
Okay.
again what this,
What?
because this is a straight up offer.
Okay.
Like, you want to pitch this to the audience, because I know a lot of people need this. And
Okay.
if they can walk into your world and have you take care of this, and
Okay.
like I'm gonna just let you just tell them
Pitch
about it
it.
one more time. Yeah, you
I'm gonna
pitch
pitch
it.
it. I'm gonna
Go
pitch
for it.
it. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look right at the camera. I was looking at you to make sure give you some type of eye contact. But now we're reaching the world, right?
Let's do it.
I'm Imani Allen, owner of Priceless Faith Productions, where literally you could find something for everyone. And by everyone, I mean you. And you and I both know how long it's taking you to create social content for your media. It's taking you a long time. It's taking you away from what it is that you're doing for your clients. I want to help you with that. How about you take 10 hours of your day, work on what it is that you do, and then send it over to me. Send the money that you create over to me, and that'll be about $1,000. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a month's worth of content, 360 pieces of content, 100 videos, 200, and I want to say it's 270 pieces of graphics and squares, long rectangles, short rectangles, and another awesome size that you choose. And all you have to do is plug and play. All you got to do is plug it in, and you're good to go. And your social media content is straight for an entire month, and you can be omnipresent. So, yeah. So
Love
make sure
it.
you contact me.
Awesome. I love it. And give them your number if they want to call you or text you. What's that number?
All right. Area code 832-645-4817. Again, that's 832-645-4817. You can literally go to the website, pricelessfaithproductions.com, and you can fill out a contact form right then and there. So, yeah, come on,
Love
reach
it.
me out, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Imani. It was a pleasure to
No
have you
problem.
here.
Thanks for having
Of
me. I appreciate you, sir.
course, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 71 of Sales Team Rescue. And I want to remind you that if you want to catch the replay of this or previous episodes, you can catch those over at salesteamrescue.com. And if you want to book your own sales team blueprinting session with yours truly, that link as well is over at salesteamrescue.com. We will see you right here in Headspace TV next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Remember, get uncomfortable, get results. Cheers.